Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I have been in my feelings about y'all the past couple of days, and I would love to talk about it. Um, I've been in my feelings kind of thinking about the struggles that a lot of us have when it's time to pursue our goals. So here's the deal. I've been a health and business coach now for 9 plus years. And in that 9 plus years, I've had the pleasure of being witness to a ton of human behavior. So I have a bachelor's in psychology, I have an MBA, a master's in business. But I never thought, like when I started my very first company in 2015, I never thought that I would be using my bachelor's in psychology more than I would be using my master's in business to be successful, right? But being a coach, and I have to say this, being a coach to the majority people of color for the last women of color more specifically for the last nearly decade has exposed me to a ton of human behavior, a ton of human tendencies specifically for us. So I want to break down for you guys today 4 things that I hope you never become in the pursuit of your goals. And these 4 things that I'm going to share with you is coming directly from what I've witnessed as a health coach and as a business coach for nearly a decade. This is 4 things that I hope you never become, because some of you guys, you have big goals, you have big dreams, both professionally and personally. But these 4 things I have witnessed handicap people in pursuit of those goals, in pursuit of those dreams, in pursuit. And some people never reach the finish line. And as an immature coach years ago, I used to think when people didn't reach the finish line, when people didn't reach their health goals, when people didn't reach their business goals, that it was 100% my fault. I'm like, what did we do wrong? Go back to the drawing board. What's going on with our process? Something is wrong with our offer. But over time, noticing a pattern with just human behavior, I've noticed 4 very specific things that I hope you never have to experience. 4 things that I hope you never become in pursuit of your personal health goals. So let's get into it. I'm a health coach in the plant based space, and I'm a business coach in the plant based space. So, for reference, so you guys know where these experiences are coming from, I help people adopt a whole food plant based diet for weight loss. Primarily, mostly all of our clients goals is weight loss in one form or another, and then also for chronic health challenges. So we're looking at diagnosis like hypertension, high cholesterol, kidney failure, different types of cancer, reproductive health issues for men and women, emotional health issues, and anxiety, depression, all of those things, gut issues. So I've helped people over the years, ton of people, adopt a whole food plant-based diet to combat those issues. So as a health coach, I've seen people fail or win based on these 4 experiences. But then as a business coach, I've started efficiently business coaching in 2021, so over 3 years ago. And I help individuals who are interested in becoming plant-based health coaches start their own business, right? And launch their offers and make money and become speakers and get organizational opportunities. And so I've seen, as you can imagine, a ton of people pursue these goals. And inevitably, one of the 4 things that I'm about to name has hindered somebody from accomplishing those goals. And it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. So today I'm speaking to you from a place of heartbreak. I'm speaking to you from a place of heartbreak today. And it's heartbreak because, again, the overwhelming majority of the people I serve are women of color. It's women of color. And so it's women who look like me, who sound like me. The overwhelming majority of the people I serve in our health coaching program are women of color who are 20 years my senior. So they're in their 60s, late 50s, early 70s. And they're aging without being fully fulfilled and without being fully satisfied. And they're aging and they're settling for the less than best version of themselves. And I can't take it anymore. So this episode is all about heartbreak. It's what it is. It's all about heartbreak. So let me share with you guys 4 things that I hope you never become in pursuit of your health goals, so that you can set out to achieve, tap into the resources that you already have to accomplish them, and then finally reach the finish line. Um, so that we won't have another story of just an attempt, and we can have more stories of success. Okay. So the first thing I hope you never become in pursuit of your health and business goals is so scared that you quit before you start or you finish. I hope those of you who are out there going hard or even maybe just dreaming big, I hope you never become so scared that you allow fear to let you quit before you even start, or you allow fear to let you quit before you even finish. I've seen both. I've seen both. I have especially seen fear hinder people in the business space. So, as a business coach, right, people come to me and they say, Lisa, I'm just like you. I listen to you, I watch you, and I'm super passionate about health. And I too want to help people get healthy. I've had this phenomenal experience, I've had this phenomenal transformation. And Lisa, I want to help people get healthy just like you do. I want to do this. I want to start my own business. I don't do this for a living. It's just something that I found I have a passion for. And I want to figure out how to help people, how to establish myself as a coach, how to establish myself as a speaker, how to become an entrepreneur, how to get, business and organizational contracts and partnerships. Lisa, I've been listening and I've been watching, and you are my possibility model, or you're doing exactly what I want to do. Help me. And I'd be like, okay, let's get it. I got the blueprint. Here's where I started back in 2015. Here's what I've done to get to where I am today. Here's what I'm doing to get to where I want to be. And I lay out the blueprint. I promise you, any one of my clients will tell you, whether it's in our health coaching program or our business coaching program, I do not hold back on anything. You can have every resource that I have, because the hardest part about reaching your goal is not the lack of resources, it's actually using them once you have access to them, right? And so I tell people, I'm like, okay, bam, here's the blueprint to lose the weight. I lost the weight, here's how you do it. Bam, here's the blueprint to have a successful coaching company. I started a coaching company, here's how you do it. And inevitably, over and over and over again, I watch people quit because they're scared. I watch people never get to the finish line because they're scared. I hate what fear does to us. I hate it. I hate it. I have watched clients cry, and I don't mean like one single tear. I mean crying to the point where they can barely talk because they are so scared to put their face on camera. I have watched clients cry, quit, ghost a whole program, ghost a whole experience because they are so scared of hearing their own voice. They are so scared of stepping outside of who they naturally are and becoming who they need to be successful. I have watched people allow fear to completely handicap them. I have watched people allow fear. And let me tell you something. It is not fear of the known. It is fear of the unknown. It is fear of what could possibly, it is fear of what other people think. It is fear of being successful. It is fear of failing. It's like, the fear. Now, let me tell y'all something. The last video, I don't know, it was either yesterday or the day before, I posted a video here on Instagram. And I told you guys, I said it's going to get hard. It's going to be challenging. You're going to be scared. And the goal is not to be fearless. The goal is to just have 1% more courage than you have fear. Let me tell you guys something. Fear is taking us out the game. The fear of, I don't know what I'm doing, the fear of looking foolish, the fear of being a beginner, the fear of charging money and asking people for money. I've seen people be afraid of reaching their health goals because now they're going to be responsible for everything they told God they would do when they got healthy. So they continue to self-sabotage and not quite get all the way healthy. I watch people get fearful and quit because they're scared of selling. They are scared of creating content. They're scared of speaking on the stage in front of people. They're scared of like the fear. I pray. So the very first thing that I pray you guys never become, if you are in the midst of trying to achieve a goal for your life, I pray that you never become so scared that you quit before you start or you quit before you finish. I am so sick of watching us quit from fear. I don't know what these people are going to think, or I think the whole thing is going to blow up and I'm going to be homeless. I'm never going to make any money. People are never going to say yes to me. How would you know if you never ask? How would you never know if you never pitch yourself? How would you never know if you never turn the camera on? How would you ever know if you don't tell your story? The fear is handicapping y'all. I pray I pray that you never become so scared that you quit. And the goal is not to be fearless. The goal is simply to have just a little bit more courage than you have fear. Like you're going to do this thing scared, whatever it is. Like you're going to go into that gym for the first time and forever and be deconditioned and feel like you don't know what you're doing. It's going to hurt the next day. Like, why do we let fear? Why do we let fear handicap us so much? So that's number one. That's number one. I pray that you guys never become so scared that you quit. Like I've had people in my coaching programs, they will be right at the finish line. Like the finish line will be in sight. The finish line will be in sight. Like I had somebody who was in, we have 3 phases in our business coaching curriculum. I had somebody who was in phase 3, like 1 to 2 lessons away from being done, from being certified by us in plant-based nutrition and coaching. And she quit. She like, I just don't know if I was the, I just, though, I just, I'm like, this is crazy. Like the fear is crazy. So I pray that for you guys, that it never overwhelms you so much that you bury yourself. You bury yourself and run back and hide. Like God did not give us a spirit of fear. And I wish we would all embrace that in our spirit. The fear of being healthy, the fear of taking a chance on yourself, the fear of starting the business, the fear of speaking up, the fear of saying yes to the opportunity, the fear of applying for the promotion. Like, stop it. Yes, for the love of dance fitness on Instagram said the fear can definitely be crippling. It can. And this is why a coach in a community is so helpful. Because I've also had people who were in phase 3 of our curriculum, like a couple lessons away from the finish line, and they showed up in the community. They showed up to our group coaching sessions. They had a one-on-one session with me. They had whatever, and we were able to talk them through the fear, and they finished. Now we've had way more success stories like that where they were able to tap into the community, tap into coaching, tap into their resources, and get coached through the fear. But I'm telling you guys, I don't know. I know fear comes typically from a lived experience that you're bringing into today. So you had a past experience that maybe scarred you heavily. Maybe you've been embarrassed before. Maybe you've been bullied before. Maybe you've been rejected before. Whatever it is. And it's been my experience as a coach that people take those past experiences and they bring them into the present, right? And it causes so much fear that they have what's called a failure to launch, right? And so you do all the preparation. You maybe invest in the education or the course or the coach or whatever, but inevitably you never launch because the fear is so crippling. And so I hope that you guys never so scared that you have a failure to launch. Okay. So that's the first thing I hope you never experience in pursuit of your health and business goals. The second thing that I hope you never experience in pursuit of your health and business goals is becoming so entitled that you forget why you do it and who you do it for. Listen, most of you guys know I practice and teach this concept of radical obedience. Radical obedience. And I define radical obedience as the complete surrender to your assignment despite the presence of fear and uncertainty. Okay. Now, obedience to me means being in service to other people, right? So if you're one of the ways you can test for whether or not you're actually being obedient to what you're called to do is if you're actually in service and doing it for other people. And so the second thing that I hope you never experience, the second thing that I hope you never allow to get in the way of you in the finish line is that you become so big or so entitled that you forget why you do it and who you do it for. Like, it's important that when we have like really, really big goals, that we have what I like to call a possibility model. Somebody who is doing what you want to do, somebody who's accomplished what you want to accomplish, and you're able to model some of the things that they think and believe so that you can get some of the same results as them. And so many of you who watch me and follow me, you know my personal coach is ET, Dr. Eric Thomas, ET, the hip hop preacher, right? And one of the things I admire about ET is that after being in the speaking game for decades, right, over 20 plus years, he still does speaking gigs and things for free. He still goes out to institutions and he still works for the people he started for in the beginning, whether it be students, whether it be inmates, right? Whether it be people who are battling addiction. What I love about my coach, and one of the things that I aspire to continue to model for the rest of my life, is that he's never forgotten. He's never gotten so big. He's never got so entitled that he forgot why he started and who he started for. right? And my prayer is the same for you guys. What I've seen is people like, maybe years into doing their thing, they're too good now to take an amount less than this, right? Like, no, I've been speaking for years now. You can't pay. Like, I still can't take gigs for less than what I really charge. Like, I charge thousands of dollars to speak, right? But people still come to me sometimes like, Lisa, we only got $500 to give you. Can you do it? Right. And I recently said yes to a nonprofit for that. They were like, I was like, okay, what can you do? Right. Because I want to speak for your community. This particular nonprofit, they're in service to inner city youth who are victims of gun violence, right? And they wanted me to come in and speak about health and the impact that the food and the eating has on mental health and things like aggression and things like that. And so I was like, I got you, right? And he's like, I can't afford to pay your regular fee, right? And I'm like, well, what can we do? What can we work out? And we worked something out, right? And it was like, we could give you $500 and we could do this and we can. I was like, okay, let's make it happen, right? Because the goal is to make sure we impact others. The goal is to be radically obedient to what we were called to do. Now, my personal mission, the thing I'm being obedient to, is the extending the healthy life expectancy for people of color. And so if the gig is in line with the mission and it makes sense for my schedule and I can make it work and it makes sense, I'm not going to overwhelm the team or anything like that, it is always my goal to get it done, right? And so I've had people, and this is more for my business coaching program, but I've had people who be like, I feel like I'm past that, and I feel like I shouldn't have to take that, or I feel like I shouldn't have to work for free, or I feel like that these people should know me by now. I shouldn't have to keep repeating myself. Like, I hope we never get so big and so entitled around our work that we forget why we started and we forget who we're in service to, right? Like, I'm on track. My intention is to become a public figure who then becomes a historical figure, to avoid being a hidden figure. Like, that's my goal as I work for people of color, right? But it doesn't matter like how many gigs I do or how much stage time I get or how much more my fees go up. I always want to keep my ego in check to a place where I'm always on the ground with people. An experience that this shocked me when I first started having this experience, and then I just got used to it. And I'm so happy that I had did the ego work before this happened. But from time to time, and this just happened to me like twice last week, from time to time, I will get on a call with someone who maybe applied for one of their programs. And one of the first things they say to me is, oh my God, I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity. They'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking to you. I've watched you or I've been following you for years. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm actually talking to you. I can't believe I get this one-on-one time with you. And I've had that happen a lot. People will fan out a little bit, right? They've maybe seen a couple of my posts go viral, or they see me in person, like killing a stage, because that's what I do. No stage is safe when I got a mic in my hand, okay? But people will say, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking to you. This is amazing," and they fan out a little bit, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the humility in my spirit. I'm so grateful that I haven't taken those experiences where people see me as a mini celebrity and taking it too far and being like, all right, it's official. I got fans, prices going up, or I can never work for free again, or we don't give scholarships away anymore. Like, we still do all of those things. I started giving scholarships to our programs in 2016, and I still give them today. I gave out 2 this year, like full scholarships to my plant-based coaching program. Like, I'm so grateful for that. And I hope the same for all of you in pursuit of your dreams and your goals, that you stay in a place where you understand that no matter how amazing this thing becomes, I'm still in service to somebody else. And that is the goal, to always be in service and to come from a healthy place with your ego. Like, the ego is necessary. We don't want to get rid of the ego, but we need to control when it flares up. So that's the second thing I hope you never become in pursuit of your goals. So entitled and so big that you talk yourself out of opportunities. Because I'm going to tell you what else happens a lot of times when we do these free gigs, or when I take gigs for less than what I would have charged, is I almost always inevitably get another opportunity, a paid opportunity from doing the free opportunity. Like, and I don't, necessarily do the free opportunity hoping I get a paid opportunity. I just do it out of the kindness of my heart because the organization mission aligns with my mission, right? That's how I choose what I say yes to. This happened to me most recently too. Let me tell you guys this story real quick before we go into the last two. Um, Another nonprofit reached out to me and said, "Hey, can you speak on our panel?" Well, actually, she reached out to me to see if I wanted to be a vendor at her event. And I said, "I'm not interested in being a vendor at your event, but if you need additional speakers or stuff, you know what I speak about," because I had spoke for her before, right? And she was like, "Actually, we would love to have you on a panel, this health panel we're going to do. We have multiple people who are, doing teaching, speaking on different aspects of health. And so you will be a great addition." And I said, "Okay." Right. And I did the gig for free. Right. And she didn't pay me anything. However, what inevitably happened is the panel that I was on, I was sitting next to a therapist. And so, of course, her specialty was like more in the mental health space. And at the end of our panel discussion, she pulled me aside and was like, "Yo, I need you in my practice." And I'm like, "What?" And she was like, "First of all, I can tell you operate out of a spirit of excellence." I said, "And do." And do. And she's like, "I need you in my practice too. I would love to talk to you about coming into my practice and speaking to our clients about the impact that nutrition has on mental health." She's like, "I've been looking for a long time for someone who can be an addition to our practice." She was like, "But I haven't quite found the right people. I want to make sure, they aligned with our beliefs." And she said, "You are it." She was like, "I don't know if I'm gonna get you or somebody on your team, but I even know if I get somebody on your team based on how you operate out of a spirit of excellence, I know they will too." We had our first call. We had a call um like 4 days ago on Wednesday, whenever that was, last Wednesday. And she's like, and we already have our first date set up for me to come speak to her clients. And I was like, "The way this usually works is why I usually put you on retainer and I come into your practice." She was like, "Got it. Yep." So just that came just from doing something in service, not expecting anything in return. And so I just hope that we all remember and stay grounded enough to understand why we started, to understand who we're doing this work for. No matter how well your name becomes, no matter how popular your programming becomes, no matter how viral your post goes, I pray that we never get too big to be out of service. So that's number two. Number three, let me see what y'all doing on YouTube. What up, YouTube? What up? Marjorie on YouTube said, "Lisa, you are truly my gift as I continue to walk on this new pathway of becoming healthier. I thank God this revelation that you shared with my life." Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, Marjorie. I appreciate you saying that on YouTube. Y'all so kind. Y'all so kind. Thank you for your kindness. So here's number three, the third experience that I hope you never have in pursuit of your health goals. These last two are the biggest for me. These last two are the biggest for me, and I want y'all to write this down. Number three is, I hope you never become so comfortable that your good becomes the enemy of your great. Let me say that again. And let me say it slowly. Okay, because this is a major issue that I see, especially with the clients that I work with who are primarily women of color who are in their 50s and 60s, right? Or people who have just been doing what they're doing for a very long time. And so they're super comfortable, right? They feel super safe and they're super comfortable. In pursuit of your health goals, in pursuit of radical obedience, in pursuit of your professional goals, I hope you never become so comfortable that your good becomes the enemy of your great. I hope, listen to me closely. I hope you stay dissatisfied long enough to invest in yourself and take chances. Here's what's happened. Sometimes when we have the illusion of safety, let's take a very common example. When we have the illusion of safety with a 9 to 5, for example, I have seen people be so comfortable there, even though it's not necessarily what they want to do or not what they want to do anymore. And they feel like they want to do something different and they want to explore something different. But the comfort that they have at the 9 to 5 is preventing them from pursuing greatness. So they're good, which means they're good, meaning, and this happens in work, this happens in relationships. Like, this ain't the best marriage. It's not a 12 out of 10, but I'm willing to settle for an 8 out of 10. Like, my job is not, there's things I don't like about my job. And more importantly, I do feel like God is calling me to do something different or is calling me to do something bigger. But I'm willing to settle for an 8 out of 10. I think one of the worst places to be in life is good enough. Like, I used to think that one of the worst places to be is in a pain of suffering, like unbearable, but that's not it. You are more likely to move when your conditions are unbearable. The people that I find that have the less flexibility are the ones who are good. Like you have like a goal, but you're like, but I'm not that bad. The worst thing to be in life when you want more out of life is not that bad. The worst thing to be in life when you truly desire more out of life is to be not that bad. I would rather you be in a unbearable state of pain and suffering and have goals than to be not that bad and have goals. Because when you are not that bad, you don't move. You don't move. So I'm number 3. I pray that you guys never become so comfortable that your good becomes the enemy of your great. Like the man ain't beating you, you know what I mean? He take care of you. You know, y'all have date night once in a while. Like, the communication ain't the best, the intimacy ain't the best, but he's a good father to his children and he come home every night. He's not that bad. Like the worst thing to be is not that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I go to work every day, it's a guaranteed paycheck. I can't stand the people that much, and I do feel like I've outgrown the work, and I do feel like I'm overqualified for the role at this point, and there's no I can't go any further in the role, but it pays the bills. I got good benefits. I know what to expect, so it's not that bad. Not that bad is one of the worst things to be when you have goals inside of you, because not that bad causes you to stay in not that bad circumstances for another 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. So I pray that you guys never get so comfortable that your good becomes the enemy of your great. I hope you're dissatisfied long enough to invest in yourself and to take chances on yourself. It is being not that bad that is why you're still where you are today. It sounds crazy. Like we think comfortable is a good place to be. But if you don't have enough drive in you, if you don't have enough zeal in you, if you don't have um enough determination in you, not that bad will handicap you. It really will. And I've seen like in my business coaching program, right? In the plant protocol where we help people start their own health coaching business, right? I help them become speakers. I help them start their own coaching business, get organizational and opportunities. And I'm not gonna lie, my students that are working a 9 to 5, which are the majority of my students, but they're working a 9 to 5 that they've been at for a very long time, they don't have the same sense of urgency as our students who are like in some non-committal role or they don't have a job at all. Like our students who are like, nah, my situation is unbearable. I need to get out of it. Their determination to get the work done and put themselves out there is different. It's different. But people who are not that bad, their determination and their willingness to work hard, their willingness to be uncomfortable, their willingness to be coachable is different. And so over and over again, especially with our older students, especially in the farm to table or plant-based coaching program, like they get so comfortable. This happens to people too when they start reaching their health goals and they get most of the work done. They're like, I wanted to lose 60 pounds. I've lost 45. I'm not that bad. I'm like, here we go. Lisa, I'm 65. All of my friends on at least 4 medications. I'm only on 1. I'm not that bad. Here we go. When somebody says they're not that bad, that's when I know they're about to let their foot off the gas. I'm not that bad. I got a job that's paying the bills. Because people think that taking care of your responsibilities and having a roof over your head and having all that stuff taken care of is that's not the goal of life. The goal is obedience. The goal is to be in service to other people. Like you are that bad if all your bills are paid, but you're still disobedient to the calling. If nobody at this moment can say their life is better because of you, you are that bad. Like you should be running to pivot in your life. If you're just staying in the circumstance because it serves you and your family, but you're not truly optimizing your personal gifts and talents to improve the life of somebody else, you are that bad. What are you thinking? Like, what are you thinking? Why do you think that the only goal in life is to take care of you and your family? Why do you think as long as you and your family got food on the table and everybody is healthy and everybody is safe, that that's the end of no. Maslow's hierarchy of needs said that's the bottom rung. That's not the top. The top is self-actualization in the hierarchy of needs. If you think everybody's safe, everybody's good, the bills are paid, the food, everything, then we're good. And we're not that bad. Yes, you are. Are you obedient? Or do you know your purpose? Do you know your calling? Are your gifts and your talents being optimized? Because if they're not, why are you not running? Why are you not running to a different assignment? This selfish thing that is all about me, myself, and I is insane. It's insane. So I hope you guys never get so comfortable that you think the only point of being here is taking care of yourself. I hope you never get so comfortable that you think that that investment that you wanted to make in yourself, that coach that you wanted to hire, that program that you wanted to join, that book that you wanted to read, that conference that you wanted to attend, I hope you never think that that's too much. I hope you never get so comfortable that you think that's doing too much. That's wild to me. I had somebody tell me this recently. I don't want to invest in myself this much. What? You have a whole passion and a dream inside of you. What are you talking about? Why would there ever be a limit on investing in yourself? You're too comfortable. You literally are living with the illusion that your personal safety is the whole goal in life, that your personal comfortability is the whole goal in life. So I hope you guys never experience a time in your life where you get so comfortable that your good becomes the enemy of your great, that you're willing to sacrifice a great life for a good life. I hope you're never willing to sacrifice a great life for a good life. That's number 3. That's number 3. Dang, I ain't got water or tea or nothing this morning, y'all. Whew, okay. Hotel behavior. All right, let's get into number 4. Let's get into the last one. Let's get into the last one. All right. The fourth thing that I hope you never experience, the fourth thing that I hope you never experience in pursuit of your health and business goals that I've witnessed over and over again as a coach. This is the most important one. This is the most important one. And so I need you guys to lean in and listen closely. The final thing that I hope you never become is so unhealthy that your chances of healing become less and less probable. Now, when I say so unhealthy, I can guarantee 99.9% of you guys thought I was talking about physical health. But that's not the one that I've noticed has handicapped people over my past 9 years as a coach. I'm going to say this fourth one again. I hope you never become so unhealthy that your chances of healing become less and less probable. Now, when I say so unhealthy, I'm not referring to physical health. Now, we can start there. Okay. It is true. Your physical health is important beyond measure. It's important beyond measure. All right. So I hope you guys are willing to do the work from a physical standpoint. Let's get the physical health out the way. I hope you guys are willing to do the work from a physical standpoint. I hope you're willing to eat the plants every damn day. I hope you're willing to drink the water. I hope you're willing to do the movement, right? I hope you're willing to do all the things that's necessary to keep you healthy from the neck down. I cannot overstate this. Like, in your physical health, you can get to a point of no return. A lot of you guys know this probably intellectually, but you're not acting like you know it with your daily habits. You can get so unhealthy that what you're dealing with right now will escalate to a point of no return, meaning there may be some improvement you can make. Maybe you can manage it and live with it, but you can get so unhealthy that there is no reversing it, that there's no remission in sight anymore. I hope you guys never get to the point where you're so unhealthy that healing becomes less and less probable, more and more unrealistic. Okay, that's physical health. Y'all know that's my jam. I operate in a physical health space the majority of the time, helping people adopt a plant-based diet. But that's not the part I'm talking about. The one that I'm referring to today is your emotional health. I pray that you guys never get so emotionally unhealthy that the point of no return. Let me tell you something. When I say emotionally unhealthy, let me tell you what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your lack of confidence. I'm talking about your lack of belief in yourself. I'm talking about fear that overtakes you. I'm talking about your thoughts become so unhealthy. Your beliefs become so unhealthy that coming back from those limiting beliefs becomes less and less probable as the years go by. Like, you've been not believing in yourself. You've been feeling so unworthy. You've been feeling so unqualified for so long. You've been feeling so like an imposter for so long that as the months go by and as the years go by, your chances of feeling like the empowered, capable person that you truly are becomes less and less, to the point you never take the chance, to the point you never execute on the goal that you've had inside of you. I have people in my mastermind, I have people in my business coaching program, and I have people in my health coaching program that believe in themselves so little. They have so little faith in themselves that they have allowed their limiting belief about who they are and what they're capable of to stop them from pursuing and achieving their goals. And as the years go by, the disbelief in their capability has become so strong, it has become so powerful that they are no longer like it doesn't matter what we say, it doesn't matter how much proof we in front of them. They just don't believe they're power, they're capable. They just don't believe it's possible for them. I hope that you never become so unhealthy emotionally. I hope you never become so unhealthy mentally that you never pursue your goals because you continue to reinforce the belief that you are not qualified. The belief, the specific belief that I've watched explode and blow up people's lives over and over again is I am not enough. Over and over and over again. I'm not enough. Not enough of what? I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not articulate enough. I'm not confident enough. Over and over again. This is emotionally unhealthy. This is mentally unhealthy. Where's your proof that you're not enough? What evidence do you have of that? Where does this come from? Somebody in my childhood told me I wasn't. An ex-partner told me I wasn't. Somebody didn't believe in me. A parent abandoned me. I wasn't enough for love. I wasn't enough for this. And so therefore I've embodied that. And I've painted my whole life with that brush. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not fast enough. I'm like, what? The stories we tell ourselves and we repeat them so much. We repeat these beliefs so much over and over again when it's time to do something that we can never get past it long enough to become who we were truly called to become. I hope you guys never experience that. I hope you never experience that because there's an assignment that only you can fulfill. And if you are constantly thinking that you're not good enough, that you're not smart enough, that you're not articulate enough, that you're not attractive enough, that you're not small enough, that you're not, if you're constantly thinking that over and over and over again, it is going to cloud your judgment. I'm not enough clouds judgment. It clouds your judgment. You now have bad decision making skills because your limiting belief about who you are is the driver in all the decisions you make. You don't have clarity because you're so cloudy with all of this I'm not enough. So I pray that you never become so emotionally and mentally unhealthy that the chances of you becoming healthy and healing from these limiting beliefs and healing from the trauma that you maybe have experienced or these negative experiences or things that people have said about you, I hope they never become so big that I hope they never metastasize to all these other areas of your life and you are not able to see the things you want to come into fruition in your health, in your relationships, in your relationships with your children, in the relationships with family and spouses, in your faith. I hope you never become so unhealthy mentally that you lack so much faith that you have a failure to launch. That's all I like. That's it, y'all. I hope these are the four things that I've seen over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. I pray that you never become so unhealthy that you can't come back from looking in the mirror and hating what you see. I hope you can come back from that. I'm so passionate about this. I didn't even write down solutions for y'all today. I didn't. All I can tell you is, I think somebody just said it in the chat on Instagram, or somebody that said coaching and community. Coaching and community. Of course, your relationship with God, if you are faith-based, please tap in. Please tap in. Because these things have handicapped people over and over again. Let's run through them one more time as I wrap up and get up out of here. How long we been on today, y'all? Okay, we 38 minutes in. Okay. Whatever. All right, let's run through them one more time. What's up, Anthony on YouTube? He said, not that bad equals the devil you know, and does. And does. Thank you for the assist in the chat this morning, y'all. Y'all been going crazy on Instagram. I hope I'm talking to somebody. It sounds like I am. Let's go through the four experiences I hope you never have in pursuit of your goals. Number one, I hope you never become so scared scared that you quit before you start. I hate to see it. I hate to see it. I hope you never become so scared that you quit before you start or you quit before you finish. I don't know which one is worse, never starting or starting and getting so close to the finish line, but you let fear talk you out of it. Number two, I hope you never become so entitled and so big that you forget why you do it and who you do it for. Okay. Number three, I hope you never become so comfortable that your good becomes the enemy of your great, i.e., I'm not that bad becomes how you make decisions. It's not that it's not that where I want to be, but I'm not that bad where I am. That the worst thing to be in life is not that bad. I promise you. It's much better to be in an unbearable circumstance than a not that bad circumstance. Because if you want something more than what you currently have, but you're not that bad where you are, it can be very challenging to have the determination to push to get to where you really want to be. So I hope that you never become so comfortable that your good becomes the enemy of your great. And finally, number four, I hope you never become so unhealthy, physically, yes, but especially mentally and emotionally with how you see yourself, that healing becomes less and less probable for you. If there is anything I can say definitively, like without a shadow of a doubt, that has played the biggest role of me being where I am today in my career, in my relationships with other humans, in my faith, in my relationship with God, it is healing. It's healing. It's healing from limiting beliefs about me being not enough in some area. That has played one of the biggest roles in the healthy space that I'm in today is I know there's not a single thing on this planet that I believe that I'm not good enough for. Not a single thing. That there is not a single thing that I feel I'm unworthy or unentitled to. Period. Right? So please, I pray that you guys never are so emotionally unhealthy in your thinking and in your perception of yourself that healing becomes less and less probable for you. Because when you tell yourself the same story for decades, when you tell yourself the same story about yourself for years, it slowly begins to chisel away at your belief of what's possible. If you guys saw my recent YouTube live, I think it was last Monday, where I talked about how I found my purpose and my calling in life. I talked about in that last YouTube live that a lot of people say they don't know their purpose when really the truth is they forgot where they left it. They knew what their purpose was once upon a time, but what has happened is that they've been so unhealthy mentally and emotionally for years that they have completely discarded what they knew their purpose was years ago, and now they're up saying, I don't know what my purpose is. And it's not even true. It's just that the story they've been telling themselves about this is not for me, I'm not meant to do this, I'm not good enough for this, has caused them to say the thing that was once in my heart to do is no longer even real. And I'm now going to start telling a different story about I don't know what my thing. You know what the heck your thing is. You just need to heal. You need to heal from all of the stories you keep telling yourself. You let your past become your present. What we like to say in my mastermind, what I tell my mastermind clients is your bad habits, um, your survival habits have become your bad habits. Like there was once upon a time where to survive the circumstance where you were in, you needed to believe that. But now that you're not in that circumstance anymore, you don't know how to turn that belief off. You don't know how to operate in any other way. So your survival habits have become your bad habits, right? There was once upon a time where you really didn't have it, right? And so there really was truly lack. There's no lack anymore. There's abundance, but you still can't invest in yourself like you're supposed to because the lack is still evasive in your mindset and in your beliefs. Your survival habits have become your bad habits. You used to have to penny pinch. You don't have to do that anymore. You used to have to be careful who you trusted, but you're in new ecosystems now. You can trust this new group of people, but your survival habits have become your bad habits, and you don't know how to trust. You don't know how to get help. You don't know how to surrender. You don't know how to invest in yourself. And because of that, you start saying stuff like, I'll just do it on my own. I'll just figure it out on my own. Right? I'll just do everything on my own because I can't trust anybody else. I can't invest in myself. Spending money is too risky. I'm going to be homeless if I spend money. Like all of these stories that we tell ourselves because our survival habits have become our bad habits. My prayer for you is that you heal. My prayer for you is that you heal from what once was that is no longer. My prayer for you is that you heal because it's your lack of healing emotionally and mentally that is keeping you in the circumstances that you're in. And so that's all that's the recap. I'm solemn today, y'all. I'm solemn today. Okay. I am Jillian Blackwell on Instagram said, if y'all don't tag your friends and tell them to run to this live, I love y'all so much. You better full on 94 octane me, baby. You better gas me up. I promise you. So send this to somebody who has goals, especially professionally or in a health realm. Those are my lanes of my areas of expertise. I'm a health coach. I'm a business coach. Um, and these are the 4 conditions that I have personally witnessed handicap people in pursuit of their goals. And so I hope these 4 things, one of the 4 was for you today. I really do. We had a podcast episode drop just today. Let me see if I can grab this email and tell y'all. Somebody, my podcast episode that just dropped today that I think will, if you guys enjoyed what I shared today, if you want like some more of this, like let's call it part 2, even though the podcast episode came out first. The episode that I would recommend you guys listen to on my podcast, the Plant Protocol podcast, is called This is the Number One Reason You're Not Consistently Preparing Yourself for What You Want. So the episode that just dropped today, what's today? September 2nd. The podcast episode that I think you guys should go watch if you enjoyed this live today is called The Number One Reason You're Not Consistently Preparing Yourself for What You Want. And somebody just sent me an email this morning. Shout out to Stacy. Stacy sent me an email and she said, this podcast was fire. I listened while still in bed. What a way to begin my September. It's the 9th month and I will birth what has been a season, a preparation. Love this. Thank you, Lisa. So that's one piece of feedback that we've already got on this episode that just dropped today. So if you want kind of a part 2 to what you just heard, I think that will be the best place to go listen to. And then my brand manager, Kiwi, she'll link that at the end of this video. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll link that. I'll put it in the caption here on YouTube, and we'll hopefully link that video at the end of this episode. But it's called The Number One Reason You're Not Consistently Preparing Yourself for What You Want. And what episode number is that on the podcast? We just had to drop our episode numbers because I moved all my business episodes to a different platform. So we were at like episode 90 something, but now we're on episode 39. Okay, so episode 39 on the Plant Protocol podcast. Go subscribe to that. Subscribe to the Plant Protocol podcast and listen to episode 39. It just dropped today. And I think that will be a great next listen if you enjoyed what I shared today. Okay, so thank you guys so much for listening. I'll be back here next Monday with another episode. I'm here live, Instagram, YouTube, every Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central for our live Plant Protocol podcast episode. So I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, everybody who chimed in. YouTube, what y'all doing? Let me get back over here to YouTube. Check y'all out in the comments. Okay. Oh, Ev Scott said, this is so good. Thank you, Ev Scott. I appreciate you for listening. That's it. And that's all, y'all. Thank y'all for putting in the chat episode 39 on the Plant Protocol podcast. That will be a great piggyback today. Most of y'all off today anyway, so y'all might as well work on yourself. So if you want like another 30 minutes of personal development today, that will be the place to go. Episode 39 on the Plant Protocol podcast. Until next Monday. Love you guys a lot. Peace out, y'all.